NewsX, I am Rishabh Gulati, and tonight on this broadcast we bring you perhaps one of the cruelest ironies of our nation at this very moment. We sent out 6 reporters in 6 metropolises across the country, and what they found was very disturbing. Yes, prices of vegetables across the board have skyrocketed in the past 2 weeks, doubled, tripled, even quadrupled. Why? Because retailers are using the excuse of monsoon water damage on their existing stocks. The irony, ladies and gentlemen, is simply this. While you, when you go shopping to your grocer, are being asked to pay twice or thrice for onions, for tomatoes, for beans, our MPs in Parliament are using your taxpayer money to have subsidized dal, roti and chicken curry across the board. A mega NewsX campaign which has been continuing for the past 2 weeks has gathered more than 75,000 signatures from you, the viewer, asking our MPs to end this subsidy. Let's do a spot check right across the country on what you are being made to pay, and then we'll remind you what luxuries and subsidies our MPs are enjoying in Parliament right now.
A common man burns a hole in his pocket while he goes about doing his everyday duty, including buying vegetables, which proves to be a very costly affair. We are here in one of the vegetable shops in Chennai, and the prices here are alarming to say the least. Expenditure for a common man to buy vegetables for his family comes anywhere up to 500 to 600 rupees per month. Take for example carrots. It's about 72 rupees per kilo, and it's not just the carrots, even the tomatoes are about 40 rupees. With every item hitting the roof, it is proving to be very difficult for the common man to go about his life. Why should there be subsidy for an MP? Why not the same be extended to a armed army? In Chennai, video journalist Balsubramaniam, Lokpriya, NewsX. We are here at the Sabzi Mandi in Kotla in the national capital, one of the cheapest Sabzi Mandis here. But even here, vegetables do not cost less than rupees 20. In fact, basic things like onions, tomatoes and potatoes go up to even rupees 40 a kilo, 40, 55 in Kotla in the national capital, one of the cheapest Sabzi Mandis here. But even here, vegetables do not cost less than rupees 20. In fact, basic things like onions, tomatoes and potatoes go up to even rupees 40 a kilo, 40, 55 sometimes. In fact, right now, the current rate of onions is rupees 35 a kilo, and basic things, basic fruits and vegetables don't come below rupees 20 per kilo. However, in the parliamentary canteen, a basic meal, in fact, it costs less than rupees 10 also. In fact, the thali costs rupees 15, maximum rupees 20. Clearly, the parliamentarians paying much lesser than what a common man has to pay. Even though those parliamentarians claim that they don't eat in those canteens, the cost that is spent on preparing that food for them is way lesser than what a common man has to incur. With video journalist Virendra Iknoor, call for NewsX, New Delhi.
A cruel irony indeed. Cruel irony indeed. Let's open this up. The cruel irony is being exposed to us. This is disturbing. Joining us on the broadcast, I have with me Bijon Mishra, who's a consumer rights activist who's been with us every time we have done this story. KTS Tulsi, a member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha, also joining us on the broadcast. Molly Gambhir will be joining me live from Delhi. Priyambata from Chennai. Bijon Mishra, let me come to you first. Prices, sir, in the national capital and other state capitals, we know at the local mandi, where you and I buy our vegetables from, have doubled and tripled, sir. Doubled and tripled in just the past couple of weeks. But our MPs are not giving up their subsidy. When we are being asked as individuals to voluntarily give up LPG subsidy, not a single MP, except for Jay Panda, has come out and suggested that MPs should also give up their subsidy when it comes to the parliamentary canteen. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you see, the subsidies are meant to be targeted for people who need them the most. Subsidies are for people, who can afford it with their own resource or with their own money. And if
Okay, I think I've lost Bijon Mishra. Yeah, go ahead. We'll just get you back, Mr. Bijon Mishra. I've lost your satellite link. KTS Tulsi is with us. Mr. Tulsi, there is a campaign being run by this government suggesting that citizens, individuals, should voluntarily give up an LPG subsidy. Voluntarily. Should not more MPs come out and voluntarily give up their subsidy? If the staff members in the parliament require the subsidized foods, why don't MPs come out and sign a petition to give it up voluntarily?
No, I can assure you that I will be very happy to give up any subsidy, because that will also improve the quality of food that we get. I am in no doubt that 90% of the MPs would perhaps prefer a non-subsidized food availability, food or coffee, tea, etc. We are not interested in subsidy. You can say that if I walk out, why don't I pay more? But how do you work out that dual system? It should be done away with. I am in complete agreement with you.
Okay, happy to hear that, KTS Tulsi. That's another MP, and he's a senior MP in the Rajya Sabha, saying that he is willing to give up his subsidy. But why do others not join the cause? Because several MPs we've spoken to and we'll be paying out those sound bites have given excuses or empty promises even. Molly Gambhir is joining us live on this broadcast. Before I come to you, Molly, couple of callers. Dr. Sandeep Mishra, regular caller from Bhubaneswar. Ashay Rege is joining us from Chennai. Dr. Mishra, you go first.
Good evening, sir. Three things are needed to become a politician. You have to be hypocritical, and you have to be a liar, and all other things I do not want to talk. But let me talk about Mr. Jay Panda, who knows the hunger of Kalahandi people, and I am proud that I belong to Odisha, and he is the first person who has given it in writing.
Okay, so it's a popular cause to take up. Clearly, Ashay Rege, what do you feel? Okay, we lost that call. Molly Gambhir is with us from Delhi. Molly, you've been speaking to locals on the ground. You've been at shops that's selling groceries in Delhi. We know the prices have gone up. What are the people around you thinking about this? That when they have to pay more, in the past week prices have doubled for onions and tomatoes, but the MPs still enjoy this subsidy in Parliament.
Well, Rishabh, where I'm standing, just a few meters away, the Parliament, of course, the parliamentarians enjoying that heavy subsidy, while on ground over here, consumers are having to shell out even extra over the last few weeks, over the last few months, given the kind of inflation that they've had to face. Of course, that vegetable and fruit price increasing has only had a cascading effect in terms of the kind of money that they're shelling out when it comes to eating out or even cooking at home becoming costlier. In fact, let's get a word from some of the people here to get a sense of what they feel. Sir, Parliament में जो subsidy parliamentarians enjoy करते हैं, Parliament canteen में 5 रुपए 10 रुपए की मील होती है, वो लोग give up नहीं करना चाहते ये subsidy, लेकिन fruit prices, vegetable prices, onion prices increase हो रहे हैं, आप लोग महंगा खाना खा रहे हैं, आपको लगता है ये justified है, fair है, questionable नहीं है ये?
Prime Minister is asking the citizens to compromise the subsidy, but he should equally, as a matter of equality, he should also look to the rates at which the food is being served in Parliament. So that is something which, the PM should look as pay attention to.
Do you think also the onus lies on the MPs to give up that subsidy, say that we are not?
If the citizens are expected to give up the subsidy, I think the parliamentarians are also on the same footing.
Exactly the point, Molly Gambhir. That's the point that 75,000 people have made on a petition that was started by a NewsX viewer who saw the broadcast and decided to do something about it to get MPs to give up this subsidy. Sudhir is calling us from Mumbai. Sudhir, what do you feel?
Well, actually, I would like to tell you, I was working with one of the Danish company. So food was free for all the staff, and any visitor to the office also, they could have lunch, dinner or tea, whatever time it is. So food is a small thing, but it remains, an important thing for Indians. I mean, food remains subsidized. It doesn't matter much actually because, MPs might be having food, but, a lot of staff is also working over there. And the Indians might have earned a lot of money now, but still subconsciously we are poor, So
okay, point made. Yeah, point made, Sudhir, exactly the point. Let's get a quick ground report from Bangalore as well, where Harish, my colleague, has been hitting the streets to find out what you are being made to pay for food, for vegetables, for onions and tomatoes. when dal and roti is being served in Parliament for 1 or 2 rupees. Listen in.
Beans 60 rupees per kg, carrot 50 rupees per kg. This is the kind of vegetable prices in the market today, and we shell out hundreds of rupees on a daily basis for our vegetable needs. But on the other hand, we have our netas who enjoy highly subsidized food at the Parliament canteen. They pay just 6 rupees for a masala dosa, around 5 rupees for a fruit ball or a vegetable ball, and also around 20 rupees for a mutton cutlet. This is the kind of subsidized food they enjoy, and now there's huge outrage among the public. They are demanding that this subsidy should be passed on to the people on the streets, common man who's taking a hit from the price rise, not the netas who enjoy lakhs of rupees per salary and also other perks like the house allowance or also the travel allowance. They're saying it's time to pass this on to the public and not enjoy themselves. With camera person Ram, Harish Upadhyaya, NewsX, Bengaluru.
Okay, let's take a couple of more callers. KTS Tulsila still with us. So is Bijon Mishra. A couple of callers joining us. Avni from Jalandhar, Kailash from Mumbai. Avni, you go first.
Sir, why should you give it my subsidy? MPs and Prime Minister PM Mr. Modi should give up their subsidy, na? Or I think they should declare a below poverty line. They should declare us that the MPs are our below poverty line. We are not the below poverty line. So why should we give them the
Exactly. Fair point. Fair point, Avni. Kailash, what do you feel? Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with you, but with all due respect, even the media that are enjoying their lunches and dinners and snacks at the canteen, they should stop. Secondly, 426 crores add to media. This is the most frivolous campaign ever done in the history of India. The media should stop this campaign and should give up that money back to because that is the blood, sweat money of the Delhi.
Okay, across the board. You have a problem with media campaigns also, but fair point being made, Kailash. Everyone who can afford to eat at normal rate should not be enjoying a subsidy, which should actually be going to the mouths of the poorest of the poor. When we went to Parliament today morning and we questioned MPs and ministers, these are the excuses as well as the promises we heard. Listen in.
This is under consideration by the concerned House Committee. Let them come to a conclusion. I have no comment to make at this stage.
Well, it's absolutely very clear that we are not the beneficiaries of that entire subsidy. We are absolutely a very small fraction of the entire subsidy being given to the in the canteen today. So most of the MPs are of the opinion, so let's get rid of the subsidy.
Subsidies can go away.
Should go away. Subsidy, we are absolutely a very small fraction of the entire subsidy being given to the in the canteen today. So most of the MPs are of the opinion, so let's get rid of the subsidy.
Subsidies can go away.
Should go away.
You will be taking up this issue.
I think this issue has already been taken up.
Okay. You've heard into a couple of MPs as well as one minister in this government. They've made a couple of promises. Let me go back to KTS Tulsi, who's been listening into the modus opinion that is coming in. Mr. Tulsi, it would be notable, sir, if this became a proactive measure across the board for members of Parliament. Why do you feel it hasn't happened so far?
Well, I don't know why this practice is being followed, but I am in perfect agreement that subsidies should only be for people below poverty line. And we don't deserve this subsidy. This subsidy, which is in the Parliament, it comes to about 14 crore. And I think 90% of the beneficiaries are the staff which is employed, who can't be said to be affluent. They get this food at this price, but it may be justified for them. It's certainly not justified for us. It comes to 1.8% of the expenditure on the entire Parliament, which happens to be 769 crore. Out of 769 crore, 14 crore goes in food subsidy, which should be restricted only to the staff. Whoever wants to have the subsidized food, may be available for them, because
absolutely, the
certain
Karamcharis perhaps
peons
deserve it, the
or
drivers
other
perhaps
people
deserve it.
who may
But
be
certainly,
found to
and
be
we appreciate
entitled.
your thought. Mr. KTS Tulsi, perhaps you'll be speaking to some of your colleagues as well and suggesting to them that there is a righteousness in this which needs to be given up. I need to take a short break. Before that, Bijon Mishra. Bijon Mishra, there has been reticence. Several MPs have made these promises to us, but a reticence to actually implement it. Why do you think that's happening?
No, that's what I'm saying. They are not serious. If they are serious, they should take it up immediately and see that it is stopped. Why these discussions going on and, trying to get endorsements from 1 or 2 MPs? It should cut across party lines and it should be immediately implemented in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. And similarly followed with, all the other politicians who get all kinds of subsidies and privileges. It should stop. And I like this campaign. Please continue. Do not stop it.
Okay, Bijon Mishra, stay with us.
Always be rallying behind you to see
just
that.
Stay with us, Bijon Mishra and KTS Tulsi. Molly Gambhir is still with us. Couple of colleagues joining us from Kolkata and Chennai. After this, I need to take a 2-minute break. I've got lots of callers piled up. I'm coming back to all of you in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Give us that time. We'll be back.